Good morning, afternoon, evening. Welcome to another session of Chronicles of Darkness, A Vampire the Requiem, Requiem for London. It is another night in the big city, in the old metropolis. London. Big, chaotic, and for the kindred, slowly returning back to normality? Well, that can be argued. What can't be argued is that one Marcus Irons has sent one Alicat a text inviting her over to his place for something rather straightforward. Movie night. Marcus is of the opinion that a little bit of socializing here and there could probably not hurt him, especially after all these nerve-wracking events in these last few nights. And with that, Marcus will be sitting in his living room, having everything sorted from your popcorn, your snacks, your alcoholic and non-alcoholic beverages, a place for a Rusty to lay his weary head, and some nice leather so fancy waiting calmly for Alicat to arrive.
Yeah. Ali arrives. Actually, she's not on her bike. She arrives simply on foot. And yeah, knocks the door, rings the bell, whatever have you. And there's a certain bunny just sitting on her shoulder.
But yes, she can hear the scuttling of four legs as they come closer, nose sniffing at the post slit, and then just giving a few barks in Marcus's direction, in which he goes, "Oi, coming up, quiet, good boy. There you go, Rusty." He opens up the door. "Hey, Alicat, welcome. Glad you can make it."
Yeah, hi. Long time no see. How you been?
Oh, pretty well, actually. Thank you for asking. But please, come in. It must be getting a bit cold and chilly out there.
Yeah, she walks in.
He closes the door, directs her to the living room. A decently sized television is set up there. Everything ready, snacks and other stuff. Everything perfect for movie night. Feel free to just plant yourself somewhere. And so, how have you been? How's the greater family, I guess?
What you mean, the Carthians? Well, I guess that you kind of missed the news break, but we're still at war.
Yep, that doesn't surprise me. But I actually more meant with how's your sire and grandsire doing? I hope they're well.
Oh, yeah, for as far as that can be a thing, yeah, I don't know. Things happen,
Yeah, sure thing. Yeah, the Treaty of Soho. Yeah, that was a thing.
With the Treaty of Soho, I'm guessing you're talking about, like, your guys with the Sanctified, huh?
Yeah. Well, I was mostly there just to make sure that people weren't doing a Mexican standoff or trying to shoot or incinerate or, I don't know, stuff dynamite each other's asses. But yeah, that was a thing. That was interesting and awkward at the same time.
Oh, so
No, I mean, I'm happy things went peacefully, and at least in some part of the city, the bloodshed seems to be ebbing down. But interesting. I want, yeah, interesting what happened to Joshua. Interesting also what happened to his child.
What?
Well, yeah, she's filling out Joshua's shoes, one could say.
Okay. Well, I suppose they can use that. I don't know. What happened to Joshua then?
I mean, I didn't get any details, but apparently his child, how do they call it, took care of him permanently.
Ellie will raise two eyebrows at that and is like, oh, okay.
Yeah, very Machiavellian move, I have to say.
Well, we can't all have, like, nice family, I suppose.
Well, I wouldn't call mine nice, but not quite that drastic either. That's a kindred to keep an eye on. That's all I'll say on the matter.
I mean, in all honesty, I don't really want to get much involved with the Sanctified or with the Ordo. No offense to you, like, you're cool and everything, but
No. I can perfectly understand. I'm actually mildly relieved that you did show up at all.
I mean, if the if the others come knocking on your door, I'm not here. You haven't seen me. You haven't heard of me. You don't know me. You hate me. Yada yada.
Ali cats? No, I've got a dog. What are you talking about?
Oh,
He
speaking of
gives her
dogs,
a wink.
here. You want to see Pitbull?
Yeah, sure thing. How is the little lucky fucker doing?
Sally will, take the rabbit off her shoulder. It says, "Well, I got a little garden now, so it's really good. I got my own place."
Hey, congratulations! And he taps her on the shoulder.
I mean, I haven't seen any owls lately, so I thought it might be safe again to sort of settle down. I don't know. So I couldn't really take him underground, right?
Well, yeah, the poor thing needs sunlight so that it can develop vitamin D and stuff like that.
Oh, I was more thinking about the oxygen.
Yes. Living things and ghouls definitely need oxygen. Couldn't
So
agree
yeah,
more.
I mean, I did some things, helped out with some things, and well, payment was getting my own place. It's a nice thing. It's it's actually a little bigger than my previous apartment. It's has a garden. Other than that, like, it's pretty cool. You should see it sometime if you want. If you don't want, that's cool as well.
To be fair, if anything, it will put me on a more level playing field with you. And I'd love to see your new place.
Cool.
Come to think of that, let's just say I was doing part of my job. I was able to get somebody to give me a better overview of how my, let's say, branch in the company is working. Was pretty nice. Plus, also, Sire asked me a few questions. I had a few answers for him. You know, the usual. Just go get some information. Nothing out of the ordinary. Come to think of it, I've slowly done enough for that fella that I could probably ask for a favor or two. Thanks to the whole banking crisis, yet again, I found that my finances are a little cut upon, so I might ask for a little bit of a financial boost.
I mean, you are eventual. Money is it's a thing, right?
Well, yeah, especially when, let's say, you have got people you have retained. So, beg your pardon, retainers. Of course,
Yeah, no,
they
okay.
help you, you help them. That needs money. You know, somebody needs a filling here, somebody needs a new doghouse there. You know, it's the old story. Or somebody needs some money shop before so that their kid can go to university. You know.
I didn't know you had someone at the uni.
Not of my line directly, but yeah, one of my friends.
Cool.
Yeah, sure thing. But then again, the guy has been around the block enough. If nothing else, he might actually know a few people that I could go to and have that taken care of as well. But yeah, nothing ridiculous. I'm just trying to stabilize my finances. For all I know, I've got several decades in front of me, and yeah, how should I say? Better start saving now. He gives a toothy grin.
Yeah, I suppose while you're still young.
Yeah, I don't have to walk around as John Johnson. And get the whole rigmarole done again and again and again.
In all honesty, your regular hobo doesn't really stand out much, you know? You get a lot of information that way.
I was thinking B.O.B. might be a good idea, but couldn't hurt to have just a little easy transportable assets that you can throw in the old backpack if one would have to relocate.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know, like, I never really had a lot of money, so I don't know.
Then again, if all goes well and the little axe I'm making for a mate of yours is to her liking, she might actually teach me how to earth meld. I'm quite looking forward to that.
I thought you and I already had a standing agreement to that, but hey, you wanna choose to learn it from someone else? Be my guest.
Sorry, it's not every day somebody offers to do that without asking a greater boon off you. So I actually wanted to ask you if you were okay with that.
Yeah, no, sure, no problem.
Mind you, I wouldn't want to be so arrogant to ask if you'd be willing to teach me at a later point, maybe the second level.
I mean, we had a deal, you decide not to go on with it, that's cool and all. I don't know. We'll see that when the time comes.
Fair enough. Well, assuming she and her guillotine friends don't walk into a nasty engagement, let's put it that way. That, of course, is always a danger.
I mean, that's not just on the Carthian side that it is a danger, or on the guillotine.
Quite true.
I mean, I'm not really affiliated with anything within the Carthians, but doesn't mean that I don't fight. I'm still a Carthian, you know.
Understandable.
So, what's up with your side of things then?
So far, this area has remained nice and calm. There don't seem to have been any further conflicts with the Lance. So far, nobody's trying to stab me in the back for some political gain, although wouldn't be surprised if somebody at some point would start thinking that. And I don't know if I'm slowly going paranoid. Apart from that, I'm doing peachy.
Why would you get paranoid?
It's a bit of a tendency with my clan. Let's put it that way.
Okay, do you have any reason to be currently?
Not actively.
But inactively you have. Well, good luck. If I need to punch you in the face, let me know.
As far as I'm aware, I haven't really done anything despicable so far.
I'm more meant to wake you up from paranoia.
Deal. But yeah, what else? I'm still trying to figure out Hartwell. I don't know. Something in the back of my noggin is just tigering around, but I can't put my finger on it.
Hardwell.
Yep.
Oh, wait, that guy, yeah? I mean, do you want me to look into him? Went to school with me.
Let's put it that way. I wouldn't mind if you could just have a listen around what your mates happen to know about him. Because I did know that he had some dealings with some Carthians, but what nature those dealings were, that'd be interesting to know. I'm not necessarily saying that he is doing anything, but I can normally trust my instincts, and I'm just trying to get a better picture, if you catch my drift.
I can, you know, see what's the word on the streets, but yeah.
Yeah,
Like
what the
that.
cacophony has to say.
Mm-hmm.
That is something I might, I definitely might need to look into. Who the information brokers are.
You mean within the Ordo, I take it?
Yeah.
I was gonna say, please don't insult me. I'm right here, you know?
Sorry, I've. And he rubs his temple a little bit. I've been doing some just some private research, just a little project on the side, and might not have gotten out as much recently. So sorry if I'm a little weird.
Only a little.
Is it really bad?
I don't know. I'm not one to speak, to be honest. Like, been minding my own business lately, so things, and yeah.
But yeah, at least I have not needed to point any firearms at anyone's in over a month, and that's lovely. But yeah. So yeah. How are your peeps doing? Just in general. They're doing okay? Anyone had to move away? I don't need any names, just a rough idea.
Okay, now with peeps you mean the Carthians, right?
Friends, mates, stuff like that.
Yeah, everybody's been doing decent. No one has died, which is a bonus. Because, war.
Yeah. As far as I've been able to see, on the whole, owl activity seems to be not really out in the open currently. Might be a good thing, might be a bad thing. I don't know.
I mean, Silent Storm, you know how that goes.
Yeah. Anyway, may I offer you something to drink?
No, I'm good.
Cool.
Kind of would, shoulda,
Fair
It's
enough.
not like usual when I'm knocking on your door. I'm like, please feed me.
Well, just between the two of us, of course, I'm mildly happy that isn't always the case. If not, I would have to increase my herd just for your visits.
I'm not. You're not McDonald's to me.
Well, yeah, I would like to think that I've got a little bit of a taste with the people I surround myself, not just some fast food garbage.
Hey. McDonald's is absolutely not fast food garbage, okay? It's fast food cuisine.
I guess we shall agree to disagree.
Hey, if you only have £2, then that is like the best you can get. I mean, either I could buy an apple or I can buy a Happy Meal. I get it, the apple's more healthy, but hey, Happy Meal's definitely more filling and at least can count as dinner.
Fair enough. Then again, there was a reason why we were freegans.
Why you were what?
Freegan.
Freegan?
Okay. So basically, when I was homeless and the mates, we would often go in the back of a shopping centre once all the lights were out and we were reasonably sure that the security had done his round. We'd go and ransack the backside. Get all the stuff that was technically still good, but that they have thrown away because of regulations.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that had such a fancy word as freegan tied to it.
I mean, I didn't come up with it. It's just slang.
Okay.
So we could save our £2 for something else. And at the end of the day, better in our bellies than on the landfill, am I right?
I mean, yes. But trust me, here in London, if you find such a place, there's probably already someone else, and they're probably bigger and better and stronger than you are.
Well, that's why we avoided the really big places.
Yeah, I guess when you're traveling outside, through the country, that's the thing.
It's a good deal easier. The only thing you have to avoid there is the odd gun-toting landlord, but apart from that.
Yeah, I've never really been outside London.
Well, then again, for whatever reason, we weren't really that often accosted, so.
But yeah, no, anyway.
Seriously, who knows? Maybe I should get one of those. How do you call them again? What was that? Talking coaches or whatever. Jesus Christ! Sometimes it was easier when you just had a sheet of paper and could. Never mind. Never mind.
Talking.
I'm
What
just
now?
showing my age. I was just trying to do some small talk, and I realized how badly I effed it up. So anyway,
So, if you don't mind me asking, because I'm curious, and I'll ask anyway.
shoot.
So now that you guys aren't fighting in a war anymore, what are you supposed to do? What are you gonna do? Like, what's your next big thing? Your next big thing?
As far as I was informed, at the very least, my arm of the Order Dracul is going to keep its nose out of business. See that the political, the diplomatic stuff with the Lancashire Sanctum continues nice and peacefully. That territory is swapped and other stuff. People returned. And as far as I'm concerned, after that, it is some more research for me and see if I can't get a little bit of recognition around here. As in with the Ordo, and that I'm more than just a meathead who happens to have a decently good head on his shoulders. That I can actually advance something in our studies.
Sounds good, I suppose. I mean, if you really wanna do that, I guess. Yeah. Just don't really see how, like, current time. Well, you guys don't have a war anymore, but current times feels like you stick your head too high, it gets chopped off.
Oh, don't get me wrong. I know we are going the cowardly path, but at the end of the day, I've got bigger birds to fry, and getting myself too badly caught up in politics could be the nail that sticks out and gets the hammer. So, yeah, not
Yeah.
very glorious, I know, but it has kept me alive so far.
I mean, look at me. You really think I give a shit about glory? Dude, this trying to stay alive.
Well, I can drink to that, and he pours himself a bit of rum.
It's just that, to be alive, you kind of have to be allowed to be alive. And, well, we all know that the others, they're not really keen on letting anyone live besides Invictus. I don't know, man. I don't know with this war and everything. Like, I kind of want it to be, sort of done. Not that not that I don't think that we're doing what's right-ish. Just don't think we're going about it the right way. I don't know. Shouldn't be telling you this, I guess, but
I don't know. This civil war has proven a little bit more self-dynamic than I expected. Then again, it's the first time I'm involved in some proper inter-kindred conflict, so shouldn't be surprised that it isn't quite behaving the same way I was expecting it to.
I mean, I don't really know much about that kind of stuff either, so I'm just going along with what I feel is right and then do it, and then people yell at me and I will say fuck you and go home. I don't know. Like, yeah,
I mean, yeah,
no,
I mean, I'll just put it that way. Towards the end of the talks, so everyone was getting a little bit vitriolic, and then I took the liberty of reminding people why they are fighting the conflicts they're fighting, and everyone calmed down a bit. But yeah, it's
I mean,
yeah.
actually, now that it's all over and done, I guess you can tell me, like, what was exactly the problem with the Sanctified and the Ordo? I never really 100% like really got it. Besides the fact that but then again, no, that's not the reason. Like, first I thought it was like Sanctified. It was going to be like Sanctified Invictus versus like the Ordo and Asgarthians, and then all of a sudden, you Ordo guys have been helping out the Invictus, and it's the Sanctified. I don't know.
Yeah,
So, what was the beef you had with each other, and why is it settled now? Like, I'm pretty sure that's not like a major, massive secret, right?
no. That's official policy, and I bet if you would go to one of our official representatives, you could probably even get it in print or something like that.
Ooh, I'll have a T-shirt. Sorry.
I think that would be mildly masquerade breaching if I printed you a T-shirt with that info. Nice for you to parade for all the kind, but
I mean, in all honesty, I don't think they would understand it. But yeah, like, I think I could walk around the city with like a T-shirt saying "vampires are real," and people would just not care. People don't care.
You know what? With Count Chocula probably underneath, or the Count from the Sesame Street.
No. I mean, even if I were just gonna print a T-shirt saying "vampires are real," no one would care.
You know what? Put the HSBC logo under that, and I'd sign that any day.
And again, the only people that would care would be us, and I would still be screwed as hell. But I don't think any of the kind would really like.
Yeah, the kind probably not. Maybe the odd ghoul, maybe also not. But then again, at the end of the day, we are following rules that somebody set up when Genghis Khan was ruling. Yeah. I mean, some of them make sense, some of them arguable, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, if people actually did notice something, there would be a problem. And I'm not saying that I won't, like, that I want to breach Masquerade and all that, but yeah. It's like London. You can walk butt naked and people still don't really look away from their morning newspaper and their tea.
Yeah, quite true. Then again, on the upside, at least the last few nights, no, sorry, that was the last few nights ago, was I able to meet an old friend, have a good chat, It was nice. I mean, just one of those happy circumstances. You bump into an old school friend and all that.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. But yeah, I've anything else you're curious about? And if you're curious, yes, I've got a plan B, a plan C, and I'm currently trying to work on a plan D. And that'll involve a few dollars.
Regarding what? Current situation, you mean?
Possible exit strategies should the situation turn out to be more on fire than it actually is.
You planning on leaving?
It never hurts to have at least some fundamentals down that you can bug out if you need to. Not planning to, though.
Like, I don't know. I never really thought about leaving London. It's like, yeah. Like I said, I don't
Plan.
really
Yeah.
know much like outside of London. I wouldn't know where to go.
Well, guess I've got a little bit of an upside that in the last few years, I got enough experience wandering around the length and breadth of Britain.
Always wanted to go to Glasgow, though.
Glasgow is fun, rough, but a fun place. Can't say how it is for Kindred, though. Nah.
I've heard they have this amazing like street art thing going on there, so maybe someday. But
Out of character, was Banksy a thing already back in 2010?
I have no idea.
Good point.
I would
Good
need to
point.
Google that.
Yeah. Talking about street art, Bristol is pretty good for it as well.
Oh, well, that's at least closer.
Well, when you're bored and you're half out of your mind anyway, on weed, you might as well just sit down and enjoy a good mural.
I mean, I make murals. I also enjoy them. Oh, cool. Bristol. I'll keep it in mind.
Alley Cat, anonymous street artist.
I mean, how do you think I got the name?
There's always a story behind it. Yeah.
That's sort of how I, became a hobby. Had to do something in your free time. Not that I have much, but yeah, no. I don't know. It's kind of weird. Things.
Fair enough. But yeah, what was the beef with the Sanctified? I think there were accusations of owl fiddling, I guess. That turned out to be proper pointless. How exactly it came that the Order decided to then go and help out the Invictus is frankly beyond me. Don't forget, I'm still a pretty low-down grunt as far as information coming down is concerned. So yeah, as far as that goes, same thing you're hearing on the street.
Did they ever find out whom of the Ordo was like behind the drugs thing with the Invictus?
I wasn't informed about that. And let's just say I've been trying to build up my contacts in the underworld, but turns out although the bikers are a nice lot and everything, then they keep their noses surprisingly clean. I mean, it's good. So some of those guys have got families and stuff. Of course, you don't want to F it up badly. So, I can't hold it against them.
I was mostly thinking because we never really found all those kindred that were captured. Like we killed Hackett, but we never found that ship anymore. Kind of doesn't sit well with me.
Do we know where its last position was? Because if I remember correctly, well, let's put it that way. I know you were dragged along by the movement and didn't really have enough time to call me, but shame I actually never got to see any pictures or similar. If not, I'd be more than happy to see if I can't see if it just has been, I don't know.
I mean, we didn't kill Hackett with the ships weren't there. We killed him in some sort of like a like a I out of character lost the English word for it.
Warehouse?
Yeah, that. Thank you. Yeah, we caught him at a warehouse, not at the boats anymore. So they just gone up in smoke. It seems weird.
Well, come to think of it, not that I, of course, could. Well, that fellow has been taken care of, but as far as the boats go, I've got the feeling the Auditor Crew wouldn't mind to know where they are now either. Never really would have to say where I got that information in the first place, but I've got some excuses I could bring, especially it being a drug that was affecting how easily or how difficult kindred could feed in an area.
So you're saying if then I have to inform you, or are you saying you want to help find the information?
And Marcus just looks around, makes sure all the how do you call them, curtains are closed and stuff like that. Gives Rusty a very knowing look. Rusty starts trotting up into the upper area, gives 3 barks, comes back. Marcus nods. I wouldn't mind helping you out with that. Just if I find any useful information, I share it with you. You share it with me. But officially, we found it on our own.
Of course, because Ordo and Carthians, I suppose. I don't know. I don't know what they're standing at currently.
I wasn't told that we were officially at war with you guys, but the problem is also I wasn't told that we are not now indirectly, but proxy. But as far as I'm concerned, until I've been clearly told you're the enemy, you ain't the enemy. And even if then, good soldiers follow orders. Whoever said that I was a good soldier?
Yeah, fair enough.
But that's up to you. That's up to you. I mean, at the end of the day, you could also say no, and there's nothing really I could do with that.
I mean, look, I already told you, I don't know where everything is, so I can. It's just a situation that doesn't really sit well with me. And I don't know.
And I agree with you. Actually, come to think of it, in this whole month, the thing you bring up, now that is something that makes a bit of sense to me. Instead of all this moving around, if we know where the ships are, well, that's a little bit more info we can work with.
Because ultimately, yeah, we killed Hackett. Yeah, I haven't heard, like, Violet being distributed anymore, but
Doesn't mean it's not being produced somewhere.
Exactly.
Or if they've given it up in London, doesn't mean that they don't want to use it somewhere else.
Yeah, I mean, in all honesty, if they're like relocated to Berlin or something, I don't know, like,
Well, okay, that's
not really
out of
something I
my
can do.
jurisdiction.
But yeah, it's like it doesn't feel like it's finished. And I admit, killing Hackett probably wasn't the smartest move, but I was just done with this bullshit. I was so done with this bullshit. Like,
I
yeah,
mean, let's not put the achievement out of the thing. It is no longer being circulated in the streets of London. That is a win, one
I
way
mean,
or another.
know of. Not that we know of. That's the thing, right?
Mm.
Like,
Isn't that always the old story? As much as we know of,
I
you
mean,
could be right that we are just not looking hard enough, or we are trying to look for something that isn't around either. Not saying what you're pointing out hasn't got merit. Just wanted to give the counter argument.
no, I get you, and yeah, I could be chasing, butterflies for all I know, but it's like I said, that boat. There were a lot of kindred on that boat, and
And boats
I don't
don't
know,
just
like,
disappear in thin air. As far
no,
as I know, we Kindred can't do that.
I mean, they could have sank it in the Thames, I suppose, but like the thing is, like, we found an Invictus who was dealing with this thing, but we know that the princess in some way involved in it, and we know the Order de Cool was. We found one guy who was involved in this. Now, he may have been like their runner, or he may have been the mastermind behind everything.
Or a patsy.
Exactly. So I don't think it's gone yet. Maybe they stopped with this experiment. Maybe because they already found their answer. Maybe they're just halting it, temporarily, and then it comes back. Maybe they've found a different way of producing it. Maybe they found a different way of distributing it. I'm not sure. Like, I
Hmm.
know that the contacts of mine that pointed me towards the Violet in the first place, like
Mm-hmm.
they've never told me that, hey, it's still running, and they actually were the ones who got me my place, and they were really grateful for everything that I've done in it. So I guess at
Hmm.
least from our area, it's kind of cleaned up, but that's Carthian territory. I don't think
Loose,
there is
yeah.
any Invictus stupid enough right now to start distributing this kind of shit in Carthian territory, especially not since we were the ones who were shutting down Hackett.
Yep.
But that doesn't mean it's not anywhere else. That doesn't mean it stopped existing, and that's kind of what worries me.
Hmm. Yeah, loose ends.
Like, so there was a thing that I heard say, and it kind of, stuck with me, and it's like, maybe I need to find that guy again. But I mean, he is a Carthian. I suppose I can. And he kind of said, like, it's all sort of like, even this war isn't like, it's all connected to each other, and it's not, and nothing is like the end goal. So first, I actually was kind of thinking when I thought about that, like, okay, maybe the owls are like behind everything.
Mm-hmm.
But what if the owls are also part of this thing? And like, so they found whoever is doing this, and that could be anyone, right?
Yep.
Whoever is doing this could be behind this entire, drug thing, and was just experimenting in London to see, okay, how does it work? Does it work? Can I use this? And now that he knows that it can, because he's seen the effects of it, maybe he is, secretly producing large scale, and he's just waiting his time. If we just keep waiting until it shows up again, I think we're in trouble. So I don't know. I have a feeling there's more to it, and I have a feeling it's not done yet. It's not finished. We still don't know whose blood, I guess, was in the violets. We don't know if it was Hackett's or if it was like, someone stronger or more powerful, or maybe not even a vampire, but something like us.
If you'll allow me to further think that thought to its logical conclusion, not that I've really tried it, because as far as I know, I never had Revenant Vitae, but could at least it's a possibility, a horrifying possibility, but after all, their curse is similar to ours, if somewhat botched.
Yeah, but would it be strong enough?
Or maybe it would be weak enough to make hunting more easy, but not automatically blood bond people. I mean, normal humans.
I mean, but there was a ship with the kindreds. They weren't revenants as far I recognized a few of them. Just not all, but just
Ah.
all of them. So I guess I still suppose that was for the mass production. Of course, they need lots of bloods, but ultimately someone came up with this first. And that's either with you or with the Ordo, or with the Invictus.
Yeah.
Guys, and I don't know. But what if even they were not the masterminds behind the entire Violets and behind
just
everything?
another cog, in a plan.
This all is so everything just adds up, right? First we have the V thing, then we have the war, we have the owls moving about.
Who now, as far as we know, have for the most part been relatively quiet.
Yeah, but everything has been relatively quiet, and I don't like it. I know that sounds crazy. Trust me, I don't want this war. I don't want to have to run from yellow eyes things. I don't want to have to deal with anything of this. But like you, right? You're also part of a greater plan. You're a guy who was
I was embraced and changed with. Yep. And what do I find out? First, that I get away, I get to London, I say a certain word, those goddamn feathery fuckers show up, and then months later it turns out, oh, by the way, you were created to fight against these fuckers.
Yeah, but
I'm probably coming across as way calmer than I definitely felt when that happened, but then again,
I mean, but
it was a weird situation.
The point I'm trying to make is, was that really the reason why you were created? And you were not the only one. Were you all created to fight them? Or were you maybe some of you created for a different purpose? We experimented on differently, And then there is the situation that I've also heard of where where my people or the gangrel are being snatched, where they're being mind altered, where they're being in their own way kind of also experimented on. So there's this whole lot of experimentation going on, of finding out things, of trying to achieve perfect drug, a perfect soldier, perfect everything. So what's the purpose behind it all? Is someone trying to wipe us all out? Is someone trying, especially with the chaos and everything going on in London, with all the wars? There was Ordo, there was Sanctified, there was Invictus, there's Carthians.
Yep.
There's stuff going on with the Crone. Everything just seems to build up to some sort of crescendo, and I don't know what it is. I mean, fuck, I don't know.
Well, as I found out, my sire, Avengro, who took the original formula from the wolf for his berserkers, the ones that got the names because they would go crazy in short order. And this I'm telling to you just in case I forgot last time, but information has come to me. And I'm telling this to you because you're my friend, and as crazy dangerous as it is, I'm trying to show that you can trust me, and I'm also willing to put some info about me in your hands. It's hard to properly explain at the moment. Anyway, so the thing is, my sire got his hands on the formula. God knows how many experimentations he did that I haven't been able to gather yet, but so far he's also been giving himself very difficult to find figures. And apparently he's, what as he called it, refined the formula to a level where he was able to give it to me. And as you see, I haven't become a ravening monster, just attacking people left and right. Even the thickening of my vitae isn't going quite as fast as the gangrel that the wolf got and did his experimentations on. Then again, with what I have been gifted, if this is supposed to hurt the kindred, or for the lack of the better word, the kindred species, I have to say they're doing a pretty bad job of it. I haven't gone nuts yet.
No, you haven't. But like, okay, so here's the thing. You say your sire got this from a gangrel, right?
Yes.
And
To the
there's
best of my knowledge, the one calling himself the Wolf.
okay, and there's also a gangrel being experimented on. There's a gangrel being mind controlled. See where I'm going?
Is that a newer development? Because the only gangrel who had similar ability, properties to me was the guy from the last Civil War. If there is some more info on that, please go ahead.
No. I don't know where this came from. It's something going on in the Crone, and I don't have any kind of real details on it. But the thing, it's more like it kind of ties together, right?
Yeah, there are strands, and they sort of seem to be going all to a central point. Seem to.
What if, someone gave that recipe to your sire, he perfected it, and someone else is like perfecting some sort of mind control thing. Finally, they put it together, and bam, there you have your own psychotic murder race. Like, you could not be, it could be possible that you're not the end deal that they're trying to achieve. And I'm not saying your sire is involved, your sire could have just been a cog.
He taps his finger on his rum glass and just decides to shot the rest.
And then you have a drug that's used to manipulate society, and who knows what it does to, like, psychotic murder race, or what it does against, like, those who fight against a psychotic murder race. The thing is, and I'm not saying that this is all real, it's just me, spouting out ideas, and half of it is probably not real and not true, or I'm overlooking things, or I'm not seeing things straight. But this could all tie together into something that we don't even see yet.
But there are too many fitting pieces that shout this is not chance. This isn't, just bad luck.
Well, it's sort of like the fact that everything just comes together is kind of like, strange, at least to me.
It is.
especially in a time when like all the factions are like in some sort of conflict with each other, and things are happening. I don't know. It just, like I said, I may be completely crazy. I might go out of my mind, but
I see what you mean. Well, as far as I'm concerned, I'm happy to help you with some boat spotting.
I mean, for all I know, the answer could be in the shard thing. But I'm not sure. Like, it's just there's so many things going on, and I don't think that anyone really sees the bigger picture yet. I might just be completely wrong.
But yeah, you're not the only person thinking along similar lines, if not quite the same. There is something going on, and see why I'm keen on getting my plan D all nice and set up. I hope it never comes to it, but definitely would rest a little easier during the day knowing that I had that option.
I get you, but I don't know, man. I don't know if I could leave London. There's stuff here.
Stuff can be bought and thrown away, but
Not
it's more the
this
people I'm thinking about.
Yeah, that kind of stuff.
People I would have to evacuate, basically. And then, of course, there would also be the transport of greater distances of the countryside. Good thing I'm working on that.
Yeah,
just to have the ability, that's all.
Just thinking, there might be some way I could gain some insights. I don't know, that's still kind of new to me. So, okay, you trusted me with some shit of yours. I'm gonna trust you with some shit of mine. I don't know, maybe I told you, I don't know. So, you're like a Ventrue, right? You're strong.
Oh, I'm a Ventrue. I'm tough. Wouldn't necessarily say I'm strong. Not in the kindred sense.
You guys don't have like the thing where you like punch through walls and shit?
No, we've got the thing where we turn our flesh into stone, metaphorically speaking.
Yeah, okay, same as I do. Okay. So,
No, I'm not a Daver.
All right, yeah. I mean, this, like, I don't know, I never really thought about these kind of things, but lately I've. So, I was never really strong, right? Because that's not Gangrel thingy.
Yeah.
Either. She holds out her hand.
He takes it.
And she squeezes with Vigor 2.
Mm-hmm.
Which is a lot stronger than you expected her to be, probably.
Ooh, boyo, please don't break my middle hand bones. I still need them. He says about like a 10th, where any more strength and it probably would start hurting, or you would have to kick in some resilience.
Mm-hmm. So, apparently I'm not Gangrel.
Mm-hmm.
Something called a bloodline.
Yes. I've heard of those. I've actually read up on them. Very interesting.
Yeah, I didn't know this, and then my sire did some sort of mumbo jumbo thingy, and now I can like stronger, and I can sort of instinctively do some things that you guys learn for, like a long time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like the magic-y stuff.
Ah, yeah. So you've got some variation of blood magic. Understood.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know, really. I've not really done anything with it yet. It's kind of weird to me still, but maybe maybe I can help with getting some insights through that. I'll have a look into it.
Hmm.
But apparently, it's like sort of super special, and yeah, it doesn't really come outside of like a certain faction that I'm not a part of.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty sure you can guess which one it is.
Does it end in uak?
Oh? No.
Your abilities. Do they seem
Oh.
similar to something that
Oh yeah.
ends in that?
Oh yeah. Yeah, sorta. But yeah. So yeah, hi. It's kind of weird still, but yeah, I do like being like pretty strong. Apparently we're like some sort of like a fighting we're like a fighter gangrel.
Oh my! Oh my! It's yeah.
I know it sounds silly, but it's like we're like the fighters amongst the fighters, or it's just something like that.
And what the hell am I? Some quicker aging Ventru, I guess.
Uh, I don't know. It's just like, yeah, I can.
I mean, one of my retainers joked that I was a Captain America, and then I just gave him a very long look. Nah, that sounds boastful. Nah. I mean, it would be nice to be a superhero, but I'm not quite buying it.
I mean, I guess in a sense we're all superheroes because we all do stuff that's like not normal, not human. You know.
Well, yeah, you could also call that a bunch of freaks, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, I mean, isn't that the same? I mean, if you look at X-Men, some people called them freaks and some people called them superheroes. In the end, they were mutants.
Metahumans.
Or that's whatever you wish to call it, like, right?
Mm. Well, yeah. And nobody is 100% sure where our condition actually comes from. Because the weird thing is, even if there are different origin stories, how come we've got so many similar characteristics on the whole? You know, is that like some sick supernatural version of co-evolution, or does it speak to an origin? Difficult to say.
I don't know. Dude, I've no idea. Like,
Who
yeah.
knows? Maybe it's just an old fart overthinking things. Then again, something tells me I'll probably not be having any easy time finding any Ventru from Troy. So much is for sure. I mean, who could also actually prove that they were there and not just somebody else pretending to be something?
Well, anyway, it's there's just so much going on. Like,
you know what? May I suggest something? We can talk next evening about some further info, but let's actually do what I asked you here for. I took the liberty of going to the local equivalent of the Blockbuster and got myself Sherlock Holmes from last year. Wasn't really able to watch it back then.
You know, sure, yeah, you're right. Like, I guess we can theorize until sun comes up, but
And I find sometimes you just need to switch the brain off, if for nothing else, to give it a break.
I mean, yeah, no, you're right. Yeah, cool.
But yeah, in that case, and you'll put the DVD in and start getting everything ready.
Yeah,
And unless there is anything else anyone wants to say,
no, good.
with that, Rusty will get himself nice and comfy between the two, leaving enough space for Bulldog.
Pitbull.
Beg your pardon, Pitbull. And with that, they'll start watching the film. Sherlock Holmes came out 2009, and unless anything else happens, I'll assume they have a good film, have a good laugh, and then probably at the end have a bit of a discussion of what was good and what was bad about it, just like some mates.
Mm-hmm.
And with that, ladies and gentlemen, the camera pans out. The moon slowly wanders across the sky, and with that, we wish you goodbye.